Mitzvah Shabbos Kodesh Parshas Tzav, Eliot Gimel ניסן, the Tzemach Tzedek's Istalkos, 100 years was a special Farbrengen. They tell you in the star that the Rebbe began the Farbrengen at 12:37 at midnight, which was the time of the Istalkos of the Tzemach Tzedek. That's when the Farbrengen began.
No. That's when the mimer was said. The Farbrengen started earlier.
I'm sorry, the Maimed. I'm sorry, yes, the Maimed. And there was two Maimarim. There's two Maimarim in that Farbrengen. Tavshin Chavav. Yeah.
A similar situation happened Tafshin Chav Beis, 150 years from the Alter Rebbe's Istalkos. The Rebbe said.
That's what he said. That's what he
That's
said.
what, there was a special mimer then. Yes.
That's what he said. Baruch haba.
Look in Tafshin Chav Beis, Chav Dalatavis, and you'll see.
Chav Dalatavis. He said Baruch haba. That Leibel Shapiro tells the story about how everybody was.
And also there was a mimer that was said at a certain time.
Stalkers, yes.
Yeah.
They all described the Mamash Himmel Dike Farbrengen. To look at the Sichos of Chavav, they're not mixing up the two. Okay. Hachodesh, we have to finish what time did he tend to? Yeah, so officially you're going to post the poll. We became a democratia all of a sudden. Okay. What can we do? So you put the poll whether we should start Monday and Thursday 5 minutes earlier or not.
And at the same time, put on the poll if on Friday we should also start at 6:20.
And that what? You can't do that. This year it's 6:30. What can I do? That this month of ניסן is the head of the months, the first of the months of the year. And maybe that's a Matzah Bali Lula. And that's a Matzedek, the Bali Lula, whose Lula is tonight. And my mother did Hachodesh in his mind, but it begins with these words, and it was Mechodesh after it was now reprinted anew in a separate kuntres. They tell us in footnote 3. So he brings the statement of the Medrash on this pasuk. So the Medrash says on this pasuk that this month should be for you the first month, the head of the months of the year. Fortunate is the people that this is what the pasuk says in Tehillim. Yeah, fortunate is the people that Hashem is their God, his God. The people that he chose as his lot, as his portion. So says the Medrash that this choice happens now in ניסן. That's Yitzias Mitzrayim. So when Hashem chose his world, the language here is explained elsewhere. Hashem chose his world. He created his world. What does it mean he chose his world? Because the whole thing is the whole point of creation is Hashem's free choice. It's not compelled to create. Number one. And number two, he created higher worlds and lower worlds, and he decided he wants the dida in the lowest world. When Hashem chose his world, so integral to that choice, he already established, it's part and part of that choice, that desire. He established heads of months and years. And what did he establish? That ניסן should be the first month. That came right there at the very beginning of choosing creation. We understand why now. We learned from the previous Maimon, because that's the Kavanah Pnimis is ניסן. But we'll see what it says in this Maimon. The Medrash continues, Mishabach beYaakov Abonov. No. There's two stages. When he chose the world, he established there should be months and years, but didn't yet identify which is the head one. That comes when he chooses Yidden, which is even stronger. And when he chose Yaakov and his children as his people, then he established Rish Chodesh of redemption should be the month of their birth. The Medrash says that's when they were redeemed, so therefore he established that to be the month of redemption, or by a the girl, and that's the month when they will be redeemed. So when he chose Yidden, he already established Nisan as the month of redemption, then in the future redemption. Sorry, what's not clear, I need to look further. Did he establish Nisan as the first already? No, that comes with the choice of Yidden. See the Medrash, the Mefarshim. But he certainly, when he chose Yidden, he chose them that month to be the month of Geula, when they will be redeemed, and in the future redeemed. Because the future, likewise, it's just Mitzrayim, as the pasuk says, like the days when the Mitzrayim I will show you wonders. Okay, and then Tzemach Tzedek continues. We know Merazal Rosh Hashanah Batla Mavasin Mitzrayim. So the actual Exodus was when Nisan, but already Rosh Hashanah Tishrei was already they weren't working anymore. The Perakama the Rosh Hashanah and the Tzemach Tzedek again. This whole tension, not tension, but this whole union of connecting the two constantly. Tzemach Tzedek says, not just quotes the Maimon Chazal, but says it's in Parakama de Rosh Hashanah, and then he adds, it's already a Chiddush. And he adds, Ve'eni mistabek b'tzir mamarim makim. And the Tzemach Tzedek is not satisfied by just telling us, the Gemara Rosh Hashanah, look it up there if you want to see the details. Elam Moishe from Mefarish. But he goes on to explain and elaborates. The Yalif Lamepos, I'm going to read the Gemara to you. Let's read the Gemara now, get it clear so we'll understand what he's saying. The Gemara says like this. The Gemara goes to all kinds of dates. The Gemara says, on Rosh Hashanah, Yosef went out of prison. How do we know this? The pasuk says, blow the shofar at the moon's renewal, when the moon is covered, because it's a yontif. That's, of course, a reference to Rosh Hashanah. What's the connection to Yosef? The next pasuk says, Eidus b'Yosef samay b'tzeisei. He made this day a testimony for Yosef when he went out. So we see that Yosef went out when? On Rosh Hashanah. Clear? Yes? The Gemara continues. Now, which is what he's saying. Rosh Hashanah was when they stopped working, the connections to Yosef. We know that because of Yosef. How? It says in Pasuk, this is the first of the four lessons of Geula, that I will take you out from under the burdens of Mitzrayim. And it says there by Yosef in the same capital, the next Pasuk, it's all Pasuk one after the other, I removed the burden from his shoulder, referring to Yosef. So the word burden is used by Yosef, and the word burden, taking out a burden, is used, civilis, when? By Eden. Just like Yosef, we just established, the pasuk itself is saying that he went out when? On Rosh Hashanah. So too, the work of Eden were no longer working when, already from Rosh Hashanah. That, by the way, explains, that Maim's going to go to Pratim here, that by the way explains why 80% refused to go. It's not like they were slaves and they're going to be free tomorrow, for sure. It's already since Rosh Hashanah, Egyptians are their best friends, life is good. Go to a desert to get commandments. How many was that again? 630? No way. 80% of them made no sense at all. Egyptians were their best friends and life was wonderful. Because they had these months, 6 months of... Okay, so the Rebbe is going to analyze beautiful Maimer, which we'll learn Beit Hashem tomorrow.